So how is it going, everyone? Welcome to the League of Europe. We are here for what everybody has also been waiting for. We have got the cars and the teammate reveals for this evening. My name is J. Cole. You've probably heard me too many times on this channel by now. I won't be surprised if you're a bit bored of me. But I'm not alone. I am joined by the Irishman that everybody loves and hates, Mr. Gary Donegan.
Hello, hello.
I have got the newly XL member of AKA Mr. Teacher Larkin.
Afternoon.
And also the Dutchman that everybody also loves and hates of Zardomar.
Hello.
So for this evening, we're going to be starting off by going through the PC tiers, then going over to Division 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I know you lot have been waiting for it. We may as well just get started off now, and we'll be going straight over to the PC tier, which I'll be doing for you guys right now. So to start off with, I have already revealed it to the PC guys, but just so if everybody else is also interested, I'll get us started now. So in the Mercedes team, to start off with, we have got URL Sven and Vallejo in the Mercs. In the Ferraris are Games for Life and Ragnar, two newbies to the league. In the Red Bulls are Exy and myself as well. In the McLarens, a team of Lucky Finger and I think I don't know if I still say this right or not, is Venusian 94. I hope I said that right. In the Racing Points are Graham and Sniper Owns 96. In the Renaults, Inbound Cupid and Ollie. In the AlphaTauris, you have got Kupke and Black Panther. In the Alfa Romeo, you have Moritz and CD. In the Haas, you have E2 and Panel Speedy. And finally, in the Williams, you have Mercked and Vapor Cassocks. Um, Now, the only other person that probably knows a little bit about the PC tier is, of course, Zadama. Came third last season in the PC side. Um, we're probably going to talk about just the top three constructors and top three champions, or top three that we could be contending for champions. From doing it last week, I would definitely say Moritz is up there, but I feel like you have a different opinion, Dan.
Yeah, I think Maurizi showed really good pace in the preseason race, but I still think it might be one of his better tracks because he's done a few races at the end of the season and he wasn't like as fast. So from the list I've seen on PC, I think you yourself will be like a favorite or at least one of the favorites to win. And yeah, this I think it opens up for a lot of people now since Anka is just a reserve and Jake is not here. So it's going to be quite exciting. So I think that you, Mercked, my old teammate Vallejo, are probably the top three, my personal top three at least.
I mean, I would have. I still don't think I will be, but I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from, but I still don't think that I will be. I think E2 from last season's improved massively, so he's definitely a candidate for being up there as well. Merckx from the Invictus League as well. I know that he's relatively quick. Didn't show at the end of last season, but um, I have high hopes for him for him showing it in this season. And Moritz as well. And same with Vallejo because he started showing his pace towards the end of the season as well. So um, I would say if I'm going with my top three, I'm saying Moritz, Mertz, and Vallejo. But maybe even E2 up there as well. It's very close between them. But I mean, I suppose I am not going to do the noble thing, and I'm going to say yeah, I'll probably be up there as well. But I mean, I don't know whereabouts I would be. I guess we'll wait and see throughout the season. Um, Moving over to the PlayStation side now, though, we'll go with Division 5. Get your subtitles ready. Gary, go for it.
Haha, easily the best division in a League of Europe. No bias at all. But yeah, just like give a quick shout out to Killer Blue or Jake for these top class graphics that we have that should be coming up on your screen now as we go through every team. Has a quick overview of the drivers like wins, podiums, etc., etc. But yeah, anyway, starting off with Williams, we got a very iconic partnership of Slayer and Sir Ibo. In the Haas, we have McDutchface and Ryan Belshaw. Bit of Ryan Belshaw, a new driver, so I'll be interested to see how he gets on. And then in the Alfa Romeos, we have two new drivers recently joined the league in Oren Hollander and Ben underscore Scott. We have the all-Swiss team of Emperor Rub and Bellin in the AlphaTauris. We have Riley underscore X66 and Iverbrim Mike in the Ferraris. In the Renaults, we have Jasper and Cloudy Cloud. And in the Racing Points, we have Flip Namstram and Sevon Dios. Hopefully, pronunciation's been okay so far. In the McLarens, we have Deja Vu and Freak Vronk. In the Red Bulls, we have MCR and IFR Alpha. And rounding off the grid for Division 5, we have Swip and Kevin Garcia in the Mercedes. Yeah, pretty interesting grid. We got a lot of old timers and a lot of new faces. I have to say, I think D5's had undergone the most surgery in the off season, with a lot of new drivers joining the grid. So it'll be interesting to see how they all get on compared to the old timers like Ivor and MCR as well moving down. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on. But personally, top three for this season, cause the drivers anyway. I'm gonna back MCR. He's a man with a lot of pedigree. He's won. If he wins in Division 5, if you count PRL days, he's won every single division he's ever raced in. I think he'll be the only man that will ever be able to say that. So that'd be quite an achievement for him if he can do that. In second, or who's gonna be in top three, is gonna say Jasper. I think last season was a bit of a learning curve for him after getting demoted from Division 4. I think he'll do a lot better this season. And in division, and someone else, I'm gonna go for a newcomer. I'm gonna say Riley. Riley's only joined. I think he's only new to Lee Racing, but I think his improvement is gonna be massive. So maybe not top three, but maybe an underdog. Actually, I'll go for him as an underdog. Riley be my underdog, and top three. Definitely not Ibo anyway. Not Ibo, sorry. Definitely not Ivor. Definitely not Ivor. That's what I meant to say. I'll say Seven Dios. That'd be my top three in the drivers anyway.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If MCR had raced more, I would be putting him in there. But I'm assuming he'll probably disappear halfway through the season for some unknown reason. So I'm probably not going to say MCR's up there. I'm actually going to say Dave. I think has a very good shot of taking the win for D5 this season. I may also even say McDutchface could. I think it's going to be the battle between those two. And then probably in third, I have to agree. I probably would say Jasper as well. I think he's definitely shown a massive improvement from last season. Like you said, it was just like a bit more sort of like a learning curve. Seeing those two pre-season races, you can see that he's improved it a lot, because I know he went to completely no assists. So he's definitely improved and shown what he can do with those no assists. So I think he could also be in that top three. And then maybe even as for constructors, I think I genuinely think McLaren probably have that. But I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. That is going to be tight. Obviously, we don't know about any of these newcomer
This is the
drivers
thing.
at all. So we could be completely wrong, and it would just be completely on the other end of the spectrum. But that's the only thing that I can think of. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing how that's of course going to go. But yeah, so that's for Division 5. You can always put as well who you think's going to take the win for it, or your top three as well. Completely up to yourselves. But moving over to Division 4, Larkin, take it away.
Right, Division 4, best division. Starting off in the Williams, we have Goldie and Heated. In the Haas, we have Major Falcon and Ghost Recon. In the Alpha, we have Ryan B and ISRL Jordan. In the AlphaTauri, we have Frosty Calvin and Forza Brendan. In the Ferrari, it's X Camel and Ram VH. In the Renault, it's Brandon and Marty. In the Racing Point, it's XL Cali and Bag of Bones. In the McLaren, it's Harinaguag And Alt Maverick, I apologise, it's not banana coloured. In the Red Bull, it's United Bosnia and Specatron Don. And in the Mercedes, it's Kieran and TTG Storm. So that's Division 4. And I think if pre-season is anything to go by, then it's going to be a very, very close division. In terms of a top 3, from me, I'll go for Harry Nagwag to come first. That is relying on him not losing interest in the game after a couple of weeks, but he's a guy who has been racing at a decent level for a good few years now. I think D4 is probably sort of the lowest level he's ever raced at, so I'm hoping his experience will shine through. P2, I'm going to go for Goldie. He finished pretty well in D4 last season. He's looked good in pre-season, so I think that will carry over again. And for third, let's go for United Bosnia.
Wow.
But again, it could be Bosnia. California's looking quick.
I was gonna say it's an all XL party, and you didn't say California.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking of my predictions going up into the higher divisions, and I don't want to predict Excel to win every division, so Cali can take the hit on this one. From a constructor's point of view, I'll go for. I think those Haas drivers are going to do well. Goldie and Heated, they're both solid drivers. So I think they'll do well, but I just think it's going to be really, really close. It's a nice division. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it plays out.
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts?
Oh, I'm backing my man Forza Brendan all the way to the end. Fellow Irishman. I like that team. I like the AlphaTauris a lot. I think I back them as a dark horse, both of them.
Yeah.
They would be
I'll
my
jump
dark
in
horse.
there and say that Forza Brendan might be the nicest person that I've ever had join the league. Like even from the
Oh,
moment he
yeah.
approached us on Twitter, the guy is an absolute hero.
Absolute legend. He puts me to shame as an Irishman how nice he is compared to me. But yeah, AlphaTauri I think are going to win the constructors because I think that team, if Frosty Calvin can quit out the mistakes, he'll be right up there. And I think top 3, I think Brandon looked really good in pre-season. He's one to keep an eye out on. XL Cali as well, I think, and I'm going to say United Bosnia as well. You said Goldie. I just don't think Goldie has the consistency to mount the title challenge. He'd probably give me a bit of stick for me saying that, but yeah, and Harry as well. I just think Harry will lose interest in the game, to be honest, especially that he's not driving the Renault. So yeah, that's my predictions anyway.
I'm actually gonna back probably what Larkin has said about Harry taking the win for D4. There was some standout performances that he did last season in D3, Baku being one of them, where he just drove it perfectly and ended up coming second in that. And in Division 3 as well, I know it's gotten a lot quicker since we started LOE. And for him, he was obviously called borderline D3, D4. So I probably back Harry to be one of the guys up there. I'd probably say he could take the win. I think Cali's also up there for sure. There's so many people that could be up there. Again, it's now starting to feel like that this is what it was like for D3 last season, where there's so many drivers that could be up there to possibly win. It's difficult to call, and a few other new guys, like you're saying, Forza Brendan storming it in Division 5, the 2 preseason races. Of course, you've also got Spectron John as well. Another one that I think was also in D5 that got moved up to D4.
Yeah, Camel
Bones,
as well.
yeah, Bones returning. Camel, Ram VH from D4 last season. I think he could be a bit of a dark horse. I think that's one we're definitely looking over for sure. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think towards the end of the season is where he really started picking up his pace and started just being a lot better, to the point where he was actually challenging the likes of JD Nolan, the likes of a few like Rudy and a few of the other guys that got and ended up getting moved up. So Ram VH I think is definitely being looked over, but I would say he's also in the top 3, and then constructors wise, I think McLaren's solid for that. But yeah, I guess that's Division 4. As I said, you lot have the freedom of choosing who you think is going to be where in terms of the title. Moving over to Division 3, I will also be taking you through this one as well, and I'll just get straight into it. So starting off with the Williams is an all-XL team of Tin Can and Educ. Over to the Ferraris, we have K-Mark and Raleigh JT, an all-IFR team. In the Renaults, we have Caesar and Cam K. In the Haas, we have a very, very interesting pairing of Chill and Old School. In the Alfa Romeo are TDB and Tim Mats, an all vapor team. So I see a bit of a trend here. In the Alpha Tauris are Peter and Sofian. In the Racing Points, another all XL team of Brie and Miami. In the McLarens are YHYY and Rudy. In the Red Bulls are Damon and Car Mentalist. And in the Mercedes is Vapor Trench and Jeroen Visser. I don't know if I said that right. Again, I don't know if I did or not, and I do apologise. I will make sure I learn it for D3 next week. But in terms of this, again, there's so many teams that I feel like that could be up there. Car Mentalist showing how quick he was in the preseason races. Tin Can also being up there. The guys moving up from Division 4, so you're both Jeroen and Rudy, absolutely insanely quick, which I was honestly shocked at. I'm not going to lie, I was completely shocked. So I don't know who's going to be where. I think a lot of people would say that TDB is probably clear cut for it. I don't think so. I think that I actually personally think Car Mentalist is actually going to win Division 3. I think Tin Can's going to be a very close second. It's definitely. I think it's a battle between those guys, and TDB's up there as well in third. Peter is a bit of a dark horse in that, and same with Miami. But I would say I think that's just personally who it's going to be, and I think the Red Bulls are going to take the constructors for it.
Yeah, to be honest, I can't. You can't look past those three. I think of Carmentalist, Tin Can, and TDB. The rest of them might be able to snatch a few wins or a couple of podiums, but consistency throughout a whole season, I think these are the three one else. I don't totally agree on your constructors' choice, though. I think Damon might let down Red Bull a little bit with his consistency. Of course, he dropped out last season or the season before, so like he might not be the most reliable driver in the world either. So I think Racing Point, no XL bias at all, but I think Racing Point will win the constructors in D3. But I agree with your top three for the championship, definitely.
Anybody else
I
got
feel the
any?
same about the top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So go on,
you go
boys.
down.
I think that I agree with the top three as well, but I think someone that is missing out here is probably Caesar. Like, it kind of depends how many races he's gonna do, but I think he's right up there as well. Like he's a title contender as well, 100%.
Yeah.
I think I agree with what you guys said about the top three, about those guys being the top drivers. In terms of constructors, I look at that Haas team. I think they're either going to win the constructors or they're not going to be teammates anymore by the end of the season.
Whatever happens, the whole of D3 is going to hate them.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, that D3 will not like that Haas team.
I'm getting season 3 Ferrari D2 vibes here. Chill and Mark together in that team. That is where it's
Mark's been talking
interesting.
a lot as well. Mark's been talking a lot about people like TDB and Tin Can. He wants to, I don't know, I don't think he can beat them, but he wants to make their life hell for him or for them
Yeah.
by him doing any means. So like, those Haas boys are going to cause trouble in that division, definitely.
I'll tell you what though, moving back over to Caesar, but he came third last season, just shy of me and Yorno, and we're now both in D2. So you could be right. Caesar could definitely be one to take it next season. I mean, yeah, I'm going to stick with our top three. I would definitely say the two that I said are dark horses, but I guess we definitely cannot rule out Caesar. I don't know why it completely slipped my mind, but yeah, Caesar we definitely cannot rule out of that one. But I suppose from that we move on to Division 2. Dan, be my guest, take it away.
So in the Mercedes, it will be Ryan and Dylan, and Red Bulls will be Jorno and Matt. The McLarens will be Gary and Nico, so their season 3 vibes coming back. Racing Points, J. Cole and Larkin, both here
Terrible
talking right
team.
now.
Returning duo.
Like,
AOR duo, right?
Yep.
You never teamed in LOE or PRL?
Nope.
We've never been in the same division in LOE up until now.
Larkin's really fallen off the cliff.
Right, moving over to the Ferraris, it will be Killer Blue or XL Noon and myself. Alpha Tauris, Arcolo and Joom. Alfa Romeos, Scuderia, Seb and Packer. In the Haas team, it will be Mikras and Falk. The Williams will be Slash and Nolan. I think this is going to be very tight because there's a lot of outsiders. But my personal top 3 is probably going to be it's going to be a bit biased, I guess, because it's just going to be an XL top 3, but it's going to be Noon. Noon as in Killer Blue. Larkin. And Gary.
Yeah, I made the list. You put me in the wrong order, but I made it anyways, nonetheless.
No, I definitely say that might be about right.
It's going to be a lot of outsiders though that could come into the title fight.
This whole division
can't
is a
sit
title
in.
fight. This whole division's a title fight.
Literally. The whole division's a title fight and JD Nolan.
I don't think you can sit here and give your top 3s and not include Joom.
Yeah, I was gonna
Because
say.
People are
Besides
sleeping on
Rapid.
Hume. People are sleeping on Hume. Like, he might have had a bad few seasons in D1, but this guy is ridiculously quick. I think Hume wins it, personally. I think if he gets his act together, he walks it easily. And then I think Matt will be second, and then I'm not going to put myself third, but I think Jake or XL Newman will be P3. I think that'd be my top 3. I think
It's
Hume
very
walks it.
brave to predict that Matt is going to finish enough races to finish in the top 3 of the championship.
This is the thing. I hope he doesn't. I really hope he doesn't, to be honest. For my sake, if I am battling him somehow. But
That was also my reason though that's my top 3 because there's more people that definitely have the pace. But
I feel like-
think the top 3 I said was are the 3 drivers that are the most consistent.
I also want to say we've missed a team. We've missed a certain team, and I think that one person is probably going to end up taking the win for it. We've missed the Renaults, Skyzy and Rick.
Oh, Skyzy and Rick.
Hey, they're not in here, man. I don't see them.
We've missed Skyzy and Rick, and
Mate,
Rick
no,
being
what do you
D2 champ
mean?
from last season. I know he
Yeah.
was battling with Hardy, who came up from Division 3, but you can't look past the consistency of what he had last season. There's no
I
way
have and
anybody
I
could
will.
look past it.
I have and I will.
No. I'm saying I'm going with my top 3. I'm going Joom, Rick, Larkin. They're my top 3. And yes,
Nah.
I think Rick is in that top 3.
That's dubious.
You look at the D2 grid last season wasn't as competitive as it was this season, and Rick won against a D3 driver who wasn't just about, my ad, against a D3 driver that wasn't there from the start. If Hardy was there from the start, you could argue that Hardy would win it by a comfortable enough margin.
But then you
If
ask
he's
the
been there.
question, what about the rest of the D2 grid that was there last season? What happened to them?
Half
Why
them
did they
are
get
gone.
beaten by them?
Well, because half them left. If you look at the D2 grid that from last season to now, how many have actually stayed? Not many at all. And the ones that have stayed, they were already in the league, so we already knew, like, you know their pace, you know, like where they are. I think Rick would be up there. He'll win a few races. I just don't think he can launch another title charge.
The thing is, Gary, you talk about that, but you went down to D2 last season, and
Yes.
in the races you were there, Rick
Okay.
scored 27 more points than what you did.
I was just like, yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. Why do you have to bring that up? Can we cut this out? Cut it out. Nah, I think he'll do well. I just don't know if he can win it again. I think it'd be hard. I think it's always harder to win again, and the grid's gone up another level. So I don't think he'll. I think he'll be
I
there. I don't
agree.
think he'll win.
The grid has gone
I
up
know
another
who's winning the
level.
constructors though. I know who's winning the constructors though. It's McLaren. Obviously, it's easy.
No, it's Red
McLaren.
Bull.
Red Bull.
No,
Red Bull.
No, that's no,
Matt and
because you're
Yorno.
backing up. Yeah, but you're backing on Matt finishing 90% of the races.
And Yorno's been at the back of pre-season.
Yorno struggled so far this
Actually,
season as
no,
well.
you know what? Actually, I am actually changing that. No, it's an outlandish one. It's Mercedes. Ryan and Dylan.
No, absolutely not. No.
No. Listen, hear
Can
my
I change
reasoning.
my
Hear
teammate,
my hear my reasoning, please. Hear my reasoning for this, okay? If we're looking also at like other leagues as well, going off of this, how much has Ryan improved and how much has Dylan? Well, not in Dylan improving, but how much has Dylan now become a bit more consistent? Ryan's improvement's been insane. It's just whether
Uh,
Dylan's also going to live up to it. Because he was a title favourite from last season.
Okay, if you're saying they're gonna win the constructors, that means you're saying one or two of them are gonna be in the title fight. Do you think Ryan and Dylan are like genuinely consistently enough gonna be? Because I know Ryan's gonna miss a few races with work and stuff, so that's already putting them on the back foot. That's ridiculous. That's outlandish.
I'm saying,
You
I
should
told you
be.
it's outlandish, but
Nah,
I
you need to
think
be
it. I
sacked,
think
man.
it.
You need to be sacked.
The only thing
For
I
an
agree
opinion
on
like
is that they have the potential to do it, but I don't think they're going to have the consistency over the season.
I think we could talk about D2 all day, to be honest.
We could, but we can't because otherwise everyone else is going to get bored of it. So we go to the final one. We go to Division 1. Larkin, final one. Let's do it. What's the Division 1 looking like?
Okay, so in the Williams we have Cookie Games and Just Asas. In the Haas we have Toxic and Rocco. In the Alphas we have Bolin and Jiao Jiao. In the AlphaTauri we have Shapalele and Kazizel. In the Ferrari it's Name Changer and Cohen. In the Renaults it's Campbell and Verstappen. In the Racing Points it's Montana and D. Daniel. In the McLarens, it's M. Short and Neo. In the Red Bulls, it is one heck of a pairing in Alpha Trix and CPI Connor. And in the Mercedes, it's XL Lando and XL Hardy.
I can already see who I'm saying from the constructors, but
I mean,
go on.
You're stupid if you
it's
say anyone
basically
else.
given, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ferrari.
Huh?
I was gonna say
No.
Mercedes.
Oh God.
No, it's obviously Red Bull.
It's Red Bull. It's
Yeah,
Red Bull.
And then are we agreeing that the drivers is Montana versus Alpha, or do we think Connor's going to get himself in that fight?
I think Connor beat the Bull. I think
You
Connor
think
wins
Connor's
this.
going to win?
Yeah, I think Connor wins this.
I
Guy's
think it's
rapid. I
Montana.
think he. Oof, I don't know.
The
I say
guy
Connor
says he
because.
does.
Yeah, go on.
I was going to say Montana says he does like 200 time trial laps a day. That's someone who wants to win.
He might want to win, but I don't think he is gonna win. This is because hopefully this comes out after I've interviewed him on the next podcast. Otherwise, that's gonna make it very awkward after me slating him a lot. But
Oh, it'll be before,
I
don't
think-
you worry.
but yeah, I think Connor wins. Controversially, I don't think anyone else agrees with me. No,
I don't know. I don't know.
Take that as a no.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I think that there's just so much that's. I don't know. You can't obviously look past Montana and Alpha Trix, those two being up there. Obviously Connor as well came in just he's shown what he's made of. Rocco, I also want to say how much he improved from last season. I don't know if that was just Brazil or if he's become just something and could also be up there a challenge his NSX teammate and also the likes of Alpha Trix, because if I feel like last season Alpha Trix just did not live up to what he was like in season 3, which is a bit of a disappointment. I know it was a bit back and forth between him and Montana, but I feel like he definitely could have been a lot better than what he was, like what he was in season 3. So I especially considering that his title fighter was Lewis, so I feel like Alpha Trix, he's definitely one that's up there that he needs to make a bit more of an improvement. I mean, the stats that we had come out on Twitter about being like the biggest bottle or something like that, was he not one of them up there?
think he was, but man, what have you been having today? Are you saying Rocco is in the fight for the championship? Is that what I'm hearing? Is this man under-
No, I'm
No.
saying he's an underdog. I'm saying Rocco's an underdog.
Even that's a bit outlandish.
I'm saying top 3 is Montana, Alpha Trix, and Connor, but Rocco's an underdog.
Rocco wins D1.5. Is that what you're saying? So Rocco
You know
comes
what?
fourth.
You know what? Yeah.
We should do that because there's D1, so top 3, yeah, D1 and D1.5, because literally that is 2 divisions.
I suppose Henry Short as well. Again, his improvement's just been insane as well. I don't know. I really don't know.
I think Daniel's gonna be the best of the rest.
Ooh.
I think Zhao Zhao.
Zhao Zhao's a shout, you know, because he looked decent in preseason. I don't think he raced.
Yeah, he
he didn't race in Mexico, but in Hungary he looked quite quick. Like, mate, this grid is we say it every
Stacked.
season, but I think this is I think this is the best one we have for D1 anyway. I think usually we have like 1 or 2. We always have Montana and Alpha Trix at the front, but now we got Alpha Trix, Montana, Connor, Marcus, Zhao Zhao, Name Changer, Chapelelli if he's not in the wall. Like, just so many. It's like
I
makes
also
it
just want to put a little bit of respect on my old teammate of Mr. QVR Campbell. I think he's gone again under
Yeah.
the radar. I feel like
Cone as well though,
yeah.
because Cone, like last season, Cone was legit D2 pace. Like, he was neck and neck with Killer, maybe even a bit slower in some races. And then this season started 2 preseason races. He wipes the floor with Division 2. So it'll be interesting to see if he can keep that pace up in Division 1, or will he struggle again like he did at the back end of last season. So like, I think he's one
I
to
think
keep
for a
an
lot
eye
of the
on.
drivers, it depends whether they're motivated to practice. Like, do you really want to practice to be stuck in a train battling for 2 points at the back of the D1 grid? Whereas in
I think
Cohen's
that's
case,
what.
if he's in D2 battling for a title,
Yeah.
he's going to keep going, isn't he? But you don't want to battle just to try and beat fucking Just ASAS 12, do you?
Exactly. I think that's the issue with the Mercedes boys, is they'll find out, because last season they were in D2 and most races they were at the front. This season is going to be completely different. Like, they're going to sweat a lot for like 10th. Like, will they be able to maintain that sweat for the whole season, or will they just give up because they're not winning and they don't have the whatever like mentality or the effort to like just to practice every week? So there's a lot of questions going into this season for Division 1, but I think Connor wins definitely.
I don't know. I'm gonna back Montana once again, and I think Montana's gonna take this one, but I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see. Again, anybody that's watching, put your prediction in there, because as you could tell, none of us have a Scooby Doo. So take your pick, who you think's gonna win. Take your constructor's pick as well. In case nobody actually ever knew, I think Red Bull's also gonna take it for D1. And what I might try
if
and
they
do.
don't,
Yeah,
if they don't,
it'll be a shocker. It will be an absolute shocker from them. But
yeah.
we'll also try and do all constructors probably later on in the season. Just sort of like maybe a couple races in, just to gauge who we think is going to be where as well. Because there could still be some movers. We don't know at the moment. This is exactly what we're having it
Hopefully
as. Yeah, hopefully there isn't.
There shouldn't
mess it
be.
up.
I don't think we've any concerns really. Do we? I don't think so. I don't think there's anyone we look at and like,
No.
they might be in the wrong division.
No.
Except Ivor. Ivor's gonna absolutely walk D5.
I don't know. We'll wait and see. We will wait and see. But that is going to be it for the cars and teammates reveals. There you go, everybody. There's your cars. Get practice in. Yeah. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys for the first race of the season around Austria. Make sure you're tuning in. Friday for PC and Saturday for PlayStation.
Growth, the process of increasing in size. A feature that is both individual, intrinsic, and throughout nature.
This is going to be so interesting, you know.
This is the moment we have been waiting for.
I'm feeling it now.
What has come before is now consigned to the history books. This new decade brings new challenges, new rivals, fallen giants, and new beginnings.
Bang, bang, bang! 3 shots to the heart.
Oh, at the back end.
Oh no!
Those who are climbing will meet. Who will fall by the wayside, and who will embody growth.
There's still wheel to wheel. That is unbelievable.
League of Europe, grow or fade.